a big welcome back to Talks Dada. Hi everyone, we are so glad you've joined us today. I'm Erica.
And I'm Marco. We create videos to help you speak English with confidence every single day.
That's right. Please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. It really makes a big difference for us.
Today, our topic is daily routines. We're going to practice our listening skills, pick up some useful expressions, and have a fun, natural conversation. So, are you ready to dive in? Let's get started.
Erica, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing well, Marco, but I have to admit, I'm feeling a bit tired.
Oh, really? Tired? How come?
Well, I was up at 6 a.m. this morning. That's pretty early for me.
6 a.m.? That is early. But you got a great breakfast out of it, I hope.
I sure did. I made myself a nice breakfast, scrambled eggs and toast.
That sounds like a wonderful way to kick off the day. What time did you wake up?
I woke up at 7. It's not too early, but it gives me enough time.
What's the very first thing you do when you open your eyes?
The first thing for me is always brushing my teeth. And after that, I have a big glass of water.
That is a healthy habit. I like that. Water first thing is great.
It really wakes up my body. So, daily routines are basically the habits we do automatically every day, right?
Exactly. They're the actions that structure our day. My own routine might seem a bit plain to some people.
Plain? I wouldn't say that. I think a solid routine is comforting, not boring.
Comforting is a much better word for it. Could you tell me about your morning routine, but with a little more detail?
Absolutely. After I wake up, the very first thing I do is silence my alarm clock.
Yes, that's step number 1 for everyone.
Then I just sit on the edge of my bed for a minute or so. I'm not one to jump up immediately.
I'm exactly the same. I need a slow, gradual wake up. Once I've had that minute, I stand up and get out of bed. Do you usually make your bed?
I do it sometimes, but not as a rule. Is that a bad habit?
Not at all. But for me, making my bed every morning is a must. It gives me a quick sense of accomplishment right away.
Okay, you've inspired me. I'll try to be more consistent with it. It is a nice feeling, a small win first thing.
After that, I head to the bathroom. Do you use cold or warm water when you brush your teeth?
Cold water, without a doubt. It's refreshing and helps me snap awake.
I'm the opposite. I prefer warm water. We're total opposites on that.
Then I wash my face with a cleanser.
Same here. I always use soap, and then I catch my reflection in the mirror and think, I really need a haircut.
How did you guess that? I have that same thought every single morning.
It's a universal morning thought, I think. Next up is my shower.
I take a quick hot shower too. Be honest, are you a shower singer?
Not a chance. My singing voice is terrible. I spare everyone, including myself.
I bet you're better than you think. You probably just need the right audience.
After my shower, I dry off with a towel and then get dressed.
I do the same. Underwear, socks, then my pants and a shirt. What's your usual work outfit?
Pretty casual. Jeans and a t-shirt is my go-to.
Lucky you. My work clothes are a bit of a joke, actually. I wear a nice professional shirt on top for the camera, but on the bottom, I'm wearing comfy pajama pants.
No way! That's hilarious. Don't worry, your secret is safe with us viewers.
All right, so you're dressed. Now it's time for food. I already made my big breakfast.
You did. Eggs in a pan and bread in the toaster. Simple and delicious. What about you?
I usually go for something fast, like cereal with yogurt.
Fast is definitely a plus on busy mornings. Do you sit at the table to eat?
No, I have a bad habit of just standing in the kitchen and eating quickly.
I like to sit at my little table by the window. It's a peaceful moment to look outside and enjoy my orange juice.
That sounds lovely. But for me, that peace ends when it's time to leave. That's when the chaos starts.
Chaos? What do you mean?
I can never find my important things. My keys, my wallet, my phone. I'm searching for them every single day.
Marco, you need a designated spot for them. A launching pad.
A launching pad? What's that?
It could be a simple bowl or a small tray on a table by the door. You put your keys and wallet there every single time you walk in.
A bowl? That's such a simple idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Then, when you're heading out, you just pick them up from the bowl and go. No searching.
I love that. So I'd grab my things, lock the door behind me.
And then what? Do you drive to work?
Yes, I walk to my car and start the engine. The traffic can be pretty bad sometimes. When it is, I listen to the radio to pass the time.
Music or news?
Usually music. It puts me in a better mood.
My commute is completely different. I just walk from my kitchen to my home office desk.
The best kind of commute, no traffic at all. Once I get to the office, I turn on my computer.
Same here. I say hi to my coworkers and then power up my laptop. What's your first task?
I always check my calendar to see my meetings for the day.
Smart. I check my schedule too. And then, the inevitable, I check my emails.
Ugh, so many emails. I read through them and reply to the urgent ones. And that's when I have my first cup of coffee at my desk.
Coffee and emails. That's a daily ritual for a lot of people. A ritual is a special habit you do regularly.
Exactly. It's my morning ritual. What's your work ritual, Erica?
After emails, I make a to-do list. I write down everything. Plan lesson, record video, call a student. It keeps me focused.
Very organized. And then you start your first lesson of the day.
Yes, at 9:30. My students are from all over the world, and it's so interesting to hear about their routines.
Really? Like what?
Well, I have a student in Japan who wakes up extremely early, and another in Brazil who starts work much later in the day. It's a reminder that everyone's day looks different.
It really does. My mornings at work are mostly taken up by meetings.
It really does. My mornings at work are mostly taken up by meetings.
Meetings about what?
Usually about our current projects. I have to update everyone and say, this is my progress so far.
That's a very useful sentence. And I'm sure you also have to ask for help sometimes.
Definitely. I often say, I need some assistance with this part.
Very practical for the workplace. After your meetings, what do you do?
I spend time writing reports. It's quiet work, which I like. But sometimes the office is too quiet, so I'll chat with my coworker, Sam.
What do you two talk about?
Just casual small talk. You know, how was your weekend? Or did you catch the game last night?
That's important too. Having social moments at work makes the day better.
I agree. Then, before I know it, it's lunchtime. What time do you usually eat?
I start feeling hungry around 12:30, but I wait until 1 to actually eat.
Why the delay?
The cafeteria is packed at 12:30. If I wait until 1, it's much calmer and more pleasant.
That's a smart strategy. What's your go-to lunch?
I love a good chicken sandwich with a bowl of tomato soup.
That sounds really comforting. I eat soup sometimes too. It's so easy to make.
Do you actually stop working when you eat?
I make a real effort to. I sit at my kitchen table and I avoid looking at my computer.
That's an excellent rule. A real break is necessary.
I know some people eat at their desks, but that's not ideal.
You're right. After lunch, I always feel a bit sluggish.
Me too. My energy really drops in the afternoon. The famous afternoon slump.
Exactly. What's your solution for that?
I drink a cup of tea. Green tea, usually. It has less caffeine than coffee.
That's gentler on the system. Maybe I should try that instead of my second coffee.
My afternoons are more of the same. Computer work and often another meeting.
Yes, sometimes it feels like meetings never end. What time do you wrap up your workday?
I usually finish around 5. I shut down my computer and say goodbye to everyone.
Same here. I pack up my bag and log off.
Then comes the evening commute. It's even worse than the morning, isn't it?
Much worse. So much more traffic. What do you do to cope?
I listen to podcasts in the car. It makes the time go faster.
That's a great way to use that time. What kind of podcasts do you enjoy?
Mostly science or history. I love learning new things while I'm stuck in traffic.
I like that. You're being productive, even during your commute. So you finally get home. What's the first thing you do?
I open the door and I always say, I'm home, even when the apartment is empty.
That's so sweet. A habit from childhood?
Probably. It just feels natural. Then I put my bag down and take off my shoes.
Me too. And then the best part, changing into comfortable clothes.
Absolutely. Off with the jeans and on with the sweatpants. There's no better feeling.
It really is the best. Then the question of dinner appears.
Yes, I always ask myself, do I need to go to the store? So I check the refrigerator.
I do the exact same thing. I open the fridge and just stare inside, thinking, do we have any vegetables? Is there any rice?
Exactly. And if we're out of things, I make a shopping list on my phone.
What's usually on the list?
The basics, milk, onions, things like that. Then it's off to the supermarket.
What's your supermarket routine?
I grab a cart and go through the aisles, searching for everything I need.
Do you stick strictly to your list?
Never. I always end up spotting chocolate and tossing it in the cart.
A little treat for yourself.
Exactly. A reward for after dinner. Then I go home and start cooking.
What do you usually make?
Nothing too complicated. I can boil pasta or make rice with some chicken and vegetables.
That sounds healthy and delicious. Do you ever have kitchen accidents?
Sometimes I accidentally cut my finger while chopping veggies.
Oh no, please be careful.
I try, but it happens. Cooking can be a little dangerous. But once it's all cooked in the pan, it usually smells pretty good.
I'm sure it does. Where do you eat your dinner?
Usually on the sofa, in front of the TV. I'll put on a funny show. I need to laugh after a long day.
I understand completely. I eat at the table, but I watch something on my tablet. Same idea, just relaxing and enjoying the meal.
Exactly. And then comes the worst part of the evening.
The dishes?
Yes, I hate doing the dishes. I load up the dishwasher though.
You're lucky. I don't have a dishwasher, so I have to wash everything by hand. It takes forever.
That does take a long time. In my dreams, you wash and I dry.
Only in your dreams, Marco.
I know. I wash and dry everything myself. I'm a good guy like that.
You are. After the kitchen is clean, it's finally time to truly relax.
Yes, I crash on the sofa. Sometimes I'll call my parents.
That's nice. How often do you call them?
About twice a week. I just ask, "Hi Mom, how was your day?" It's important to stay connected.
Family is so important. What do you do after that?
Maybe I'll play a video game for half an hour, or sometimes I read.
What are you reading these days?
A mystery novel. It's really exciting and keeps me guessing.
Nice choice. And then the nighttime routine begins. What time does that start?
Around 10 p.m., I start thinking about getting ready for bed. Do you shower at night?
Sometimes, but I usually prefer a morning shower. What about you?
I love taking a warm shower at night. It really helps me unwind and get sleepy.
That does sound nice. And then you brush your teeth again?
Of course, every night, without fail.
Do you floss?
Yes, I floss every night. It's so important for dental health.
Oh, flossing. I always forget to do it.
You should try to remember, Erica. Your teeth will thank you.
You're right, I'll try harder. After that, I do my skincare routine.
Skincare?
Yes, I put lotion on my face and hands. It's a nice way to pamper yourself before bed.
I admire that. I'm much simpler. I just climb into bed.
That's okay too. Then I set my alarm for the next morning.
What time do you set it for?
Usually for 6:15, but lately I've been thinking of changing it to 6:30.
More sleep is always a good idea. I support that change.
Then I get into bed. Do you read in bed?
No, I have a bad habit. I look at my phone.
Oh, Marco, that's not great for sleep.
I know. It's a terrible habit. You're a good influence. Maybe I'll try reading my book instead.
I hope you do. I read for about 20 minutes and then I turn off the light.
Do you say goodnight to anyone?
I say goodnight to you in my mind.
That's sweet. Good night, Erica. Sleep well.
Good night, Marco. Sleep well.
And then we fall asleep, and the whole routine starts again the next day.
It's a cycle, a good, healthy cycle.
You're right. Routines aren't boring. They give our lives structure. They give us time for the important things, like eating breakfast by the window, calling your family, or learning English with us.
Exactly. Now, let's look at some useful sentences from today's conversation.
Yes, practical examples you can start using right away.
For example, to ask about someone's morning, you can say, "What time do you usually wake up?"
What time do you usually wake up, Erica?
I usually wake up at 7. See? Simple and useful. Let's do another one.
Okay, you can ask, what's the first thing you do in the morning?
Great question. What's the first thing you do in the morning, Marco?
The first thing I do is drink a glass of water.
Perfect. The first thing I do is a fantastic phrase. Now let's talk about breakfast.
You can ask, what do you typically have for breakfast?
What do you typically have for breakfast, Marco?
I typically have eggs and toast. How about you?
I typically just have cereal. I typically have is another great one for habits.
Now, about getting ready. A common question is, how long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
How long does it take you, Marco?
It takes me about 30 minutes. It takes me is perfect for talking about time.
Now let's talk about the commute. You can ask, how do you get to work?
How do you get to work, Erica?
I work from home, so I just walk to my desk.
Lucky you. You can also say, I take the bus, or I walk.
Exactly. Now let's ask about the start of the workday. What time do you start work?
What time do you start work, Erica?
I start work at 9. My first lesson is at 9:30.
Clear and simple. Now let's practice a common problem, losing things.
Oh, I know this one well. What do you say?
You say, I can't find my keys. Very common.
And if you need help, you can ask, did you check your bag? Or where did you put them last?
Very helpful questions. Now, lunch routines. Where do you usually eat lunch?
Where do you usually eat lunch, Marco?
I usually eat at my desk. Not the best habit, I know.
It's very common, though. Now, an important afternoon question. Do you drink coffee in the afternoon?
Do you drink coffee in the afternoon, Erica?
No, I don't. I prefer tea in the afternoon. Do you is great for yes-no habit questions.
Now, let's talk about finishing work. What time do you finish work?
What time do you finish work, Marco?
I finish around 5:30. I finish around is very natural.
Then I close my computer. Now, after work plans. What do you do after work?
What do you do after work, Erica?
Sometimes I go to the gym, and other days I go straight home.
Go straight home means no stops in between. Good phrase.
Now, chores. A useful sentence is, I need to do the laundry.
I need to do the laundry today, actually. I also need to vacuum.
I need to is perfect for necessary tasks. Now, cooking dinner. I'm going to cook pasta tonight.
I'm going to cook pasta tonight. Would you like some?
Yes, please. I'm going to is perfect for talking about plans.
Now, asking for help. Can you help me with the dishes?
Can you help me with the dishes, Marco?
Of course. I'll wash and you can dry.
Perfect. Now, evening relaxation. I like to watch TV to relax.
I like to watch TV to relax. What about you?
I like to listen to music. I like to is great for talking about preferences.
And finally, the bedtime question. What time do you go to bed?
What time do you go to bed, Marco?
I try to go to bed by 11. I try to is honest and natural.
Yes, because sometimes we stay up late. One more example, a sleep problem.
Okay, I couldn't sleep last night.
Oh no, why?
I was thinking about work. I couldn't is useful for something you were unable to do.
Exactly. These are all very practical sentences you can use every day.
Yes, practice them and use them in your life. Try to use one new sentence every day. It's great practice.
Now, let's go through 50 essential phrases for daily routines. Marco, can you help me with that?
Of course, these are phrases we use all the time. Let's start with the morning.
The first phrase is, I wake up early.
Good one. Early means something like 6 a.m., and we can also say I wake up late. Late is the opposite.
Next phrase, I turn off my alarm.
Yes, the alarm makes a sound. Turn off means you stop it. This is usually the first thing we do.
I get out of bed.
That means you stand up and leave the bed. You don't stay in bed.
I stretch my arms.
This is a small action to wake up your body. It feels good.
I make my bed.
That means you fix the sheets and blankets to make it look neat.
I walk to the bathroom.
Walk, not run. A calm start.
I brush my teeth.
You use a toothbrush and toothpaste. We do this twice a day.
I wash my face.
You use water and face wash or soap. It makes you feel fresh.
I take a shower.
Or you can say, I take a bath. A shower means you stand. A bath means you sit in water.
I dry my hair.
You use a towel. Some people use a hairdryer.
I get dressed.
That means you put on your clothes. The opposite is I get undressed.
I make breakfast.
Make means prepare or cook. For example, I make coffee or I make toast.
I eat breakfast.
That means you eat your morning meal. Very simple and common.
I drink coffee.
Or tea or juice. Drink is for liquids.
I read the news.
Maybe on your phone. It means you check what's happening in the world.
I feed my pet.
If you have a cat or dog, you give them food. Very important.
I leave the house.
That means you go outside. You're not inside anymore.
I lock the door.
Very important for safety. You use a key.
I walk to the bus stop.
The bus stop is where you wait for the bus.
I drive to work.
That means you use your car. You are the driver.
I arrive at work.
Arrive means you get there. You reach your office.
I turn on my computer.
Turn on means start the machine. The opposite is turn off.
I check my emails.
You read your messages. Maybe you reply to some.
I have a meeting.
Have a meeting means you talk with people about work.
I work on a project.
A project is a big piece of work. You do your tasks.
I take a break.
That means you stop working for a short time, maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
I eat lunch.
Lunch is the midday meal. We can also say, I have lunch.
These phrases are simple but very powerful.
Yes, you can use them every day. Practice a little every day, and your English will grow.
Let's continue with more daily routine phrases.
Yes, these are very useful for everyday English.
I go out for lunch.
That means you leave your office or home to eat at a restaurant or cafe.
I finish work.
This means your work is done for the day. You are free.
I pack my bag.
You put your things into your bag: laptop, notebook, lunchbox.
I say goodbye to my colleagues.
Colleagues are the people you work with. You can say, see you tomorrow.
I run errands.
This means you do small tasks like going to the bank or post office.
I go grocery shopping.
You go to the supermarket to buy food, fruits, vegetables, milk.
I get home.
This means you arrive at your house. Get home is very common.
I put away my keys.
You put your keys in a safe place, like that bowl we talked about.
I change my clothes.
You take off your work clothes and put on comfortable ones.
I check the mail.
You look in your mailbox for letters or packages.
I relax for a bit.
This means you rest for a short time. You do nothing and feel calm.
I start cooking dinner.
This means you begin to make your evening meal.
I set the table.
You put plates, forks, and knives on the table, preparing to eat.
The food is ready.
You say this when dinner is finished cooking. Everyone can come and eat.
I wash the dishes.
You clean the plates, cups, and bowls after eating.
I take out the trash.
You bring the garbage bag outside. Very important for a clean house.
I watch the news.
You watch a news program on TV to learn what's happening.
I scroll on my phone.
This is a modern phrase. It means you look at your phone and move your finger up and down.
We all do it, but not too much.
I call a friend.
You talk to a friend on the phone. You chat and relax.
I take a walk.
A short, slow walk outside, maybe around your neighborhood.
I do some exercise.
You move your body for health, going to the gym or doing yoga.
I take a shower.
Some people shower at night before bed.
I brush my teeth again.
Always before sleeping. Very important.
I set my alarm for tomorrow.
You choose the time for your alarm to ring in the morning.
I read a book in bed.
This is a good habit. It helps you feel sleepy.
I turn off the light.
The room becomes dark, usually the last thing you do.
And finally, I fall asleep.
This is when you start sleeping. You close your eyes and rest.
Perfect. These phrases are so useful.
Yes, listeners, try to learn a few every day.
Erica, we used many new words today.
Yes, we did. Can we talk about some of them slowly?
Of course. Let's explain them. Which word should we start with?
Let's start with the word routine.
Good choice. What does routine mean?
Routine is a noun. It means the usual things you do every day, often in the same order. It's your regular pattern. For example, my morning routine is I wake up, brush my teeth, and make coffee.
I understand. So your daily routine is your normal life.
Yes, my daily routine includes work, cooking, and watching TV. It's not a special day. It's a normal routine day.
Okay. What's the next word?
The next word is relax. What does relax mean?
Relax is a verb. It means to rest and feel calm. You're not busy or stressed. For example, after work, I relax on the sofa.
I relax when I listen to music.
Yes, when you relax, you're not working. You're calm and comfortable. It's the opposite of work or worry.
Good. What about the word groceries?
Yes, we said buy groceries. Groceries is a plural noun. It means food and other things you buy at a supermarket. Milk, bread, fruit, vegetables, maybe toilet paper.
So when I say I buy groceries, it means I go to the store and buy food for my home.
You can also say, I need to pick up some groceries. Both mean the same thing.
Good. Another word is commute. We used that before. What does it mean?
Commute can be a noun and a verb. As a noun, your commute is your daily trip to work and back home. For example, my commute is 40 minutes. As a verb, you can say, I commute to work by train.
So my commute is 30 minutes by car.
Yes, you drive to commute. The commute is the travel part of your routine.
That makes sense. Now let's talk about habit. What is a habit?
Habit is a noun. It's something you do again and again, often without thinking.
Habits can be good or bad. For example, brushing your teeth twice a day is a good habit. Checking your phone too much is a bad habit.
Yes, that's very common. Habits are automatic. You do them every day.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
What does snooze mean?
Good question. Like the snooze button on an alarm clock.
Yes, snooze means you sleep a little longer. The snooze button on an alarm stops it for 5 or 10.
Thank you, Marco. This really helps a lot. We talked a lot about daily routines today.
Yes, we really did. I feel like we covered everything from morning to night, from I turn off my alarm to I fall asleep.
A full day in English. Exactly. You practiced listening for a long time today and learned many new phrases and words. You also repeated after us, which is very important for speaking.
Yes, repetition really helps. Great job to everyone listening. We know it takes effort to learn a language.
Yes, it's not always easy, but you're doing very well. Remember, you don't need to learn everything today.
That's right. Don't feel pressured. Just choose 1 or 2 new sentences and use them tomorrow. For example, you can say, I need to make my bed in the morning, or I finish work at 5.
Small steps are best. Practice a little English every day. That's the best way to improve. Even thinking in English helps.
Yes, you can think, now I am brushing my teeth, or now I am making coffee.
Perfect. That's a wonderful idea. Make English part of your daily routine.
Now we have a question of the day.
Yes, it's very simple. We want to know, what is one part of your daily routine that you really enjoy?
For example, I really enjoy my first cup of coffee in the morning. It's quiet time for me.
Yes, very quiet and relaxing. And I really enjoy my evening walk. It helps me think and relax.
So now it's your turn. What part of your day do you enjoy? Is it breakfast? Talking to a friend? Watching a show before bed?
Please write your answer in the comments below. We read every single comment. We really do. It makes us very happy to read about your lives and see you practicing English.
If you have a question, write it in the comments too. We try to answer many of them.
Before we go, we want to say thank you. Thank you for spending this time with us. Learning English is a journey, and we're happy to be a small part of your journey.
You are doing amazing. Please keep going. If you liked this lesson, give us a thumbs up. It helps other learners find us. And please subscribe to Talks Dada if you haven't already.
We make new videos every week, so you can keep learning with us. Now it's time to say goodbye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you for practicing.
Bye for now. See you next time on Talks Dada.
Take care.